So welcome to the first scene we are going to analyze, in which we have the kids. When we say umeak, is for feminine and masculine, okay? Umeak are the kids, the girls and the boys. Scrooge, who is the main character of this story, and Harry, who is the nephew, Scrooge's nephew. Okay, so the kids are singing Gabonak Gau Sorionak. Gabonak is the Christmas period, and if you analyze the word Gau, is night, and Ona is good. So, like the good nights for us is the Christmas period. Okay, Gau night, Sorionak. Sorionak is an expression. I forgot to tell you that the expressions throughout the script are in green, okay, are highlighted with green, and the verbs that are a very important word from each of the sentences are highlighted in blue, okay, because if we pay attention to these words, we know much more about the meaning of the sentence, because the verbs are more or less the core of the sentence. They are very meaningful, so I felt it was important to underline them. Okay, and then Sorionak is an expression we use to congratulate people. Or for example, if it's your birthday, we would always tell you, oh, Sorionak, like, happy birthday. And Sorion is also happiness. Okay, Soriontsu is a person that is happy. Okay, Soria is also luck. So Sorion, apart from happiness, is also good luck. Okay, they have something in common. Okay, I'm going to erase this so that we have more space. And let's continue. Barrezka dago amona. Okay, so dago is the verb to be. Okay, so barrezka is laughing. Barre egin is the verb. Barre egin is the verb to laugh. And then dago comes from the verb infinitive egon. It's important to say that in Basque, we don't have the infinitive verb, as in Spanish and in English. Our base form of the verb is the participle, okay? So egon would be like in English, been, okay? Literally, the meaning is been, but the translation is to be, okay? And dago is he or she is. I'm going to erase this again. Important to write down the verbs because they are repeated once and again along the story. Amona. Amona is grandmother, okay? And it comes from ama, that is mother, plus ona, or on, that is good. So the good mother would be grandmother. The same happens with grandfather. Aita is father, plus ona is good. So the good father for us is the grandfather, okay? So the grandmother is laughing. Then Tim says, Katie, champona. Champona is coin. Then Katie says, Arin, Tim, arrapasasu. Okay, arin is the synonym for biskor. You are going to see biskor and askar in the future. The most common one may be askar, okay? Askar. And they three mean fast. Okay, they also mean biskor and askar. Apart from fast, they also mean intelligent, that your brain goes fast, like intelligent. Arrapasasu, okay, arrapasasu comes from the verb arrapatu, that is to catch. Arrapatu, to catch. And then sasu stands for esasu. Okay, su is you. So when you want to make an order, when you want to somebody to do something, you would say this one, arrapa esasu, and the combination of them both is arrapasasu, like you do catch the coin in this case, right? Okay. And then es dut ikusten, I don't see it. Okay, now I have to explain one thing about the verbs in Basque. There are two kinds of verbs, okay? Aditz is verb. There are two kinds. The ones that are trinkoak, aditz trinkoak, the verbs that are trinkoak are synthetic. Okay, there are not many. The most common ones, the ones we use a lot, and you will see in the story a lot of times, synthetic are called, okay? Synthetic. And this is because with one word, one verb, the meaning with one verb, it is conveyed the person, let's put here a clock, the tense, okay, and the meaning, okay, with one word, these three things. And then we have aditz periphrastikoak. Periphrastic, that means that they are more than one word. It can be 2 words, it can be 3 words. Like we usually have one main verb and one auxiliary, okay? One laguntzaile. Okay, so the main verb has the meaning and the tense, half of the tense. And the auxiliary only tells us the person who is doing the action and a bit of the tense, okay? A bit of the time that is happening. So this is very important to take into account because we are going to see that once and again. For example, the first one, dago, is trinkoa, because with one word, it is the person he or she, the tense present, and the meaning to be. Arrapasazu, the same. But then ikusten dut, ikusten is the main verb is ikusi, and dut only conveys the person, okay? In this case, the T is the mark or is the special letter for the person I, okay? So ikusi to see and I, so I don't see it, I don't see it. Now another thing that I need to explain related to the verbs, I'm gonna erase this. Okay, so for example here, the main verb is ikusi. Main verbs, well, the participle, the verb in the base form in Basque finishes in I, like ikusi, in en, in tu, or in du, okay? I, en, tu, or du. For example, ikusi, for example, egon, the one we saw before, for example, hartu, that is to take, and for example, lagundu, that is to help, okay? These are some examples. It ends in I, en, tu, du. And this is the base form, okay? So this base form is participle. So when we see ikusi, the meaning would be something like seen, been, taken, and helped, okay? And then depends on the marks, depends on the suffixes, we are gonna know if it's present, if it's future. Little by little we are gonna see them. In this case, ikusten, ikusi is the main form, but here we have ikusten. Yes, ten. So when it is ten, when we see as a suffix in a verb ten or tsen, it is present. Okay, the present tense. In the future we are gonna see more tenses, so don't worry, little by little. Okay. This first video is going to be longer because I have to explain many basic things, but as time goes by, the next scenes are going to be quicker and faster, don't worry. Okay, then we have aizu. Aizu is an expression that is like, hey you, gisachar hori, that scoundrel, that rascal. Zergatik ez duzu begiratzen, why, zergatik is why. Why don't you look? Ikusi is to see and begiratu to look. Tsen or ten is the present, don't forget. Why don't you look? Nondik, where? Soas, and where are you going? Yeah, soas comes from the verb joan. And this is trinkoa. With one word, you express the meaning, the person, and the tense. So to know that this one, soasen, is joan, these two vowels are repeated. So we can think that the verb is joan. The verb joan is to go. Okay? Where you're going, and then arlote would be like tramp, homeless, baldarra, clumsy. Like, why don't you look where you are going or where you go? Oh, and then they realize that it's not a homeless, but it's one of the richest men in the town. Oh, sorry, barkatu is sorry, or excuse me. Okay? Barkatu Scrooge jauna, sorry, Sir Scrooge. Ez zaitut ezagutu. Ezagutu is the verb. Okay, so I haven't known you. I haven't realized it was you. Ezagutu is to know or to meet. To know someone for a long time or to meet someone. In this case, I haven't known you. I haven't recognized you. And this is the auxiliary verb for this verb. Depending on the verb, there are going to be some auxiliaries or other auxiliaries, okay? Kaixo, Polita, hello, beautiful. Prudence, ez miazkatu giza hori. Prudence is the name of the dog. Prudence, don't lick. This is another verb. Don't lick that. Gizajo is like poor person. Don't lick that poor. Hau is this. Hori is that. And then ura is that but farther. Okay, the one that is a bit far. Okay, ura is also he or she. Okay, so hori, that. Batek daki, another expression. Daki is from the verb jakin. Jakin is the verb to know, but to know something. Okay, jakin. And as you can see, the K is repeated, the I is repeated, so jakin, to know something. So, batek daki, one knows, who knows. Non ibili den, non is where also. Ibili den, as we have here a particle, interrogative particle, this verb auxiliary should be da, okay? But with an interrogative particle, we need an N. So we turn da into den, okay? Ibili is the verb to walk. And then is because we have the N because of this. The same happens with here. We have an interrogative particle, and we need an N. This verb would be soas, you go. But as we need an N with the particle, it's soasen. Okay, and then guasen, prudence. This one is let's go. Guasen, and it comes from the verb joan, the same. Joan, but the person is gu. The G of gu is we. Okay, so let's go, us together. Here the person is the C for you. Okay, the set for you. Okay, guasen, prudence. I know it's too much information, but little by little.